Hi everybody, Melissa here, and today's practice is called Bloat Be Gone. And so this is when you are uncomfortably bloated and would like to get some relief. And so this will be a short practice. For this particular class, you will need multiple blankets or pillows, something that you can bring to about this height. And then you are also going to want your strap. We'll be using that towards the end of our practice. And you may want blocks to help build up our little platform later for our relaxation practice. And so go ahead and get your equipment. And then I will also ask that you grab a glass of water, because at the end of this class, we will also be drinking our water, which I know maybe seems a little bit trite, but you should be consuming plenty of water even when you feel bloated. I know a lot of people tend to resist drinking more water when they're already feeling really bloated, but we need to try to wash everything out. And so we will begin our practice today in our wide-legged supported child's pose. And so the idea here is that we need to kind of let our belly just hang for a moment. So we'll support our chest and create some space for our belly to hang, and then lengthen through the side waist. So go ahead and move your equipment out of the way to start, except for your pillows or blankets that you have stacked. And then take one of your blankets, and I'm going to recommend that you just roll it a little bit. So we're going to make just kind of a flat surface here, and we're going to use this to help support our legs, to take some pressure off of our knees in our supported wide-legged child's pose. So go ahead and turn to face towards your pillows, coming onto your knees, taking them nice and wide. Your toes can touch here. And we'll take our blanket now, and lifting your bottom up off of your heels, you can place your blanket down onto your calves so that it's sitting in the space between the calves and the hamstrings. And now pull your pillows in towards you. And we again want to think about laying our chest down onto it. So taking your hands to frame either side of your pillow. Inhale and pull your heart forward like you were performing our cow pose from cat-cow. And then as you exhale, keep the length through your spine as you slowly surrender down onto the pillow. And so in this position, turn the cheek of your choice down onto it. And notice if your belly is kind of hanging in the space between your hips and your props. And if you feel like you're a little stuck here still, pull yourself forward a little bit. Try to move your ribs away from your hips, your collarbones away from your ribs. And then allow your arms to just rest heavy beside you. You have a few ways you can hold them here. You can tuck them in against your props. That can feel kind of cozy. You can stretch them out in front of you, extending them towards the end of your mat. You can also open your arms up as though you're giving the earth underneath you a little bit of a hug. However you have your arms, focus your awareness on the breath deep in your belly, noticing the discomfort of that bloat. And if you need here, physically adjust your clothing so that there's less pressure there. If you want to kind of pull out any fabric that's tucked into the crevice between your hip and your belly. And now allow each inhaling breath to expand down towards the earth, allowing gravity to help, pulling the breath down deep into the hips. And even if you feel any discomfort or tension there due to the bloating, allow the breath to almost soothe it, a gentle flow, feeling the expansion toward the floor, free in the space between your prop and your hips. And then allow each out breath to gently empty you, creating a sensation of heaviness, sinking into your supports a little more deeply, expelling anything that's not serving you, any tension, any feelings of discomfort. letting each breath grow deeper and more full as you allow yourself to rest a little bit further. Deciding if this position still feels good or if you may want to turn the opposite cheek down onto your support. If at any time your knees or hips begin to protest too much, you can always come up out of your child's pose momentarily and come back down when you feel ready. Letting the belly just hang, resisting the urge to draw it in, to tighten it. Thinking of that heaviness from the bloat and allowing it at this time. Your breath can flow in and out through your nose or your mouth or a combination of both. Whatever feels most comfortable, just allowing that depth of your breath to be your main priority. Let's take 3 more full deep rounds of breath here. Letting all of your weight succumb and surrender to your supports. Resting as heavy as possible for these next few rounds of breath. Wherever you are, slowly find your hands on the earth, pressing into your hands. Inhale and slowly start to come up, turning your head back to center and taking your time to sit all the way up. You can move your props out of the way. You can move as slowly as you need here, no rush. Moving your blankets off to the side. We're going to come down into our child's pose one more time, stretching our hands back forward and then walking them as far out towards the right edge of your mat as you can. Now, keeping your hips comfortably relaxed onto your heels, take your left hand over as far as you can over to the right, and then top your left hand with your right hand and turn your left ear momentarily down towards the floor. Allow space and expansion between the left hip and the left rib cage, all the way up the outer left side of your body. Take one more full round of breath. And then using your next inhale, release your hands and we're going to come all the way over towards the left side of the mat now. Taking your right arm as far over as you can, place your left hand on top of your right and turn your right ear down towards the earth. Stretching as far along the outer right side of your body as you can. Trying to get our digestion activated here. Big, deep breaths. One more round of breath. Releasing your hands. Inhale and push back up to center. And then extending your hands forward. You can round your spine a little bit here. Tuck your chin to your chest. And then we'll inhale, come all the way up to your hands and knees, coming to tabletop position now. Now we're just going to take a couple barrel rolls. So taking your knees maybe a little wider than your hips. We're going to roll the hips around. And so this doesn't have to look pretty. It doesn't have to be super smooth. We're not hula dancers necessarily. And so just as it feels good, rolling around through the hips. We'll go both directions here. Taking as much or as little movement as you like. Rolling the hips forward and backward. Letting your belly hang. When you feel complete, you can switch sides. Maybe do a few more on one side if it feels really good compared to the other. Again, just moving for the sake of the comfort. So finding what feels good and exploring that. And when you feel complete, come back to center. We're going to come to sit on top of our shins for a moment here while we set up our next posture. And so for this one, we're going to take that same skinny blanket we made, so it doesn't have to be very wide. And we're going to take our thigh and place our thigh over this in our half frog pose. And so this one's going to take us to our belly. And so from your tabletop position, you can slowly lower down onto your belly, taking your time to get there. And then keeping your arms supportive so that your chest is slightly up. Look back at your legs, and then shifting your weight towards your left leg, pull your right thigh up so that it crosses 90 degrees over your blanket. Now from here, you can lower back down, coming onto your chest. Just like we did in our child's pose, we'll focus on our breath, pushing into the floor with each inhale and moving away from the floor with each exhale. Now, if your knee is uncomfortable on the earth, scooch over so that you remain on your mat, or you can come bring a blanket underneath this part too, as long as this support is a little bit higher. And now check that hip and knee and heel are in alignment, and we'll come down and rest. Supporting your head with your hands, allowing your legs to become heavy, feeling your belly gently push into the earth with each inhale. Let the motion of your breath soothe you, like the tide gently rolling in and rolling out, washing away any discomfort as you continue to breathe into the floor below you. Notice if your tummy is maybe talking to you a little bit. You might hear gurgles and churns. Let's take a couple more rounds of full deep breaths. Wherever you are, use your next inhale to lift your head slightly. Taking your right hand to the floor, slide your left arm through, and then keep pushing into your right arm to roll all the way over onto your back. And so you can scooch all the way back onto your mat. And then extending your left leg, we're going to pull our right leg back into our chest. Taking both hands around your right shin, you can release your right foot as you extend out through the length of your left leg, pointing your toes up towards the ceiling. Inhale and allow your right leg to move away from your chest. And then exhale and push your right leg down into your chest, pressing out any discomfort. Inhale again and let the knee and thigh move away from your chest. And then exhale, squeeze it back down. This is our half wind removing pose. And so if you feel the need to expel any air, don't fight it. Allow your body to release that gas. That's what this is meant for. Inhaling to allow the leg to move away. Big full breath, belly expands. Exhale and push any air out. 2 more rounds, big full breath in. Soften your sphincter if you can. Exhale and let it out. Last one. Big breath in, open yourself up. Exhale and press it out. Release any tension from your leg. And now taking your foot up towards the ceiling, you can help with your hand. We're going to bend our left knee to place our left foot on the floor. And then take your right hand to the outside of your right leg into a half happy baby pose. Pull your right knee down to the floor beside your right rib cage. And if you want, you can roll just a little bit here. To deepen the stretch through the front of the left leg, you can extend it back out or stay with your leg bent if that's most comfortable. Move as much or as little as you like. You can use this opportunity to massage your toes, enjoying your half happy baby your favorite way, getting into the hips. With your next inhale, we'll take the leg, extend it back out, and then exhale down to the floor. With both knees bent, both feet on the floor, pick your blanket up and we'll move it over towards the left edge of our mat. Now from here, we're gonna roll all the way over. Taking our left thigh now across our blanket, lining it up so that our left knee and our left hip are in a 90 degree with the left heel and left knee. Coming onto your belly again, check that your right hip is pulled away from your left knee a little bit and that the right leg is just resting on the floor normally. Come back down. We'll rest here for a little bit. Big, deep breaths into the belly. Trying to release any tension in your glutes. Allowing the thigh to relax where it's supported by your blanket. See if you can allow that tension to come out of your quads. Releasing the inner thigh, releasing the groin. Using the breath to help you do so. Allow yourself to be a little heavier for these next few rounds. With your next inhale, let's slowly come up just a little bit. Turn to look towards the left, extending your right arm out towards the right edge of your mat. And then we'll roll right over onto our back once more, scooching back onto your mat. Extending the right leg now, we'll pull our left leg in towards our chest with our wind removing pose on this side. Inhaling to allow the left thigh to move away from your chest. Right heel is on the floor, toes point towards the ceiling. Exhale, left thigh back into the chest, pressing any air out, helping to move any congestion in our digestion out. Remembering that it's okay to expel air. That's what we're looking for in our Bloat Be Gone class. Soften your sphincter if you can. Just 2 more rounds. Big breath in. Now inhaling to allow your left leg to move a little away from your chest. We'll bend our right knee and place the right foot on the floor. And then taking the left leg up towards the ceiling, bring your left hand to the outside of your left foot. And we'll come into our half happy baby here. And now once more, you can move however this feels comfortable. You can stay totally still if that's more preferable. You can pull on your toes, giving them a little loving massage. You can roll, whatever you like. Exploring movement here. Exploring what feels good and what your body is asking for. You can straighten the right leg as well if that feels comfortable. With your next inhale, let's go ahead and take our left leg back up to the ceiling and then exhale the left foot to the floor with the knees bent. Inhale and take a big full body stretch here, reaching from end to end, fingertips stretching away from toes. And then with your exhale, go ahead and squeeze both knees in towards your chest, taking your arms around your legs. We can rock and roll side to side. And then coming back to center, we're gonna do our full wind removing pose now. Hands on top of the shins. Inhale and allow your knees to move away from your chest. Exhale and squeeze it down. Inhale, knees move away, expand the belly. Exhale and push it out. Inhale, big breath. Exhale, press it out. Support your head if you need here, if you feel like your neck's at a weird angle. Inhale and open it up. Exhale, take it down. Last 2 rounds. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale now, allow your knees to softly move away. Taking both arms to the inside of your legs, take your feet up so that your hands can come to the outside of your feet to our full happy baby. Rocking side to side, massaging your feet. You can point and flex your toes, whatever would feel good for yourself. Go ahead and do that now. Try to soften your sphincter, soften your pelvic floor, massage your ribs. As you feel ready, you can start to make your way back to center, releasing your legs and pushing them back together. Rolling slowly to the side of your choice, we're going to set ourselves up for one last little relaxation. This is also where I'm going to leave you, so I would encourage you to take advantage of this posture. Do it as long as you can. We'll take our blanket and use this one as a pillow to support our head, bringing that to the back of our mat. And then taking our big stack of blankets and pillows, whatever you were using before, you can lift it up a little bit higher using your blocks. And so we can add a little platform here. And then we're going to take our strap and we're going to make our strap into a really small circle. And taking your feet to the floor, this circle will go around our calves. And so we want it to be pretty small here. We don't want to have too much room for our calves to move, because we want to make sure that they feel like they don't have anywhere to go. And so as you find where that feels right, we're going to take our shins up onto our support here, and then lying down so that your head is supported. We come into our legs up, Shavasana, a perfect place to decompress and allow the rest of our bloat to go away. Bringing your hands to the tops or to your belly here, holding it in the space between your hips. You can allow your shoulders to roll underneath you, supporting your heart. To close our practice here, I would like to leave you with a 3-part exhalation. And so taking a couple normal, natural breaths as you settle into the posture. You can adjust any wedgies, undo anything that is uncomfortable or agitating, and then settle into stillness, settling into your natural breath. Breathing in fully. We'll exhale now in 3 parts. Exhaling from the top of your head down. Exhaling from your heart to your belly, and your belly to your hips. Breathing in fully once more. And breathing out slowly from the top of your head to your heart. And pausing, breathing out from your heart to your belly button. And pausing, breathing out from your belly button to your hips. Big full breath in. Breathing out. And pause, breathing out. And pause, breathing out all the way. Breathing in fully from top to bottom. Breathing out in 3 parts. First part, pause. Second part, pause. Third part, breathing in fully. Exhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Exhale. Continue on your own. Continue in this manner for as long as feels comfortable for you. When you feel complete and at a place of rest, you can slowly exit by bending your knees into your chest to remove the strap. Take your time. Enjoy this for as long as you can. I hope that this has greatly mitigated any discomfort from bloating. As always, I deeply love you. Take good care of yourself, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.